make yourself comfortable and position everything, you know, and kind of look at me all side-eyed and stuff. It's no big deal, you know?
No, I feel good. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, dude, me too, man. I'm super stoked to have you here. You know DC Food Porn.
Yeah, I know Justin,
Yeah,
awesome guy.
He DM'd me your profile like a month or two ago, and he was like, yo, you got to have this guy on. And so since then, I've been following you, and dude, I've just been loving all your content.
Thanks, man.
Dude, it's like, you're like a blast of energy on my stories every day, man.
That's the goal. Yeah, we try to scream into the camera before 6 a.m., you know?
That's literally what you do, dude.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Like, I wake up and I'm just like, okay, dang, like, this guy's up at like 5, 6 a.m. If he can do it, then I definitely can.
Yeah, no doubt. If that's what you want.
That's definitely what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh man, like this guy's vibrating at a different frequency. That's what it feels like, man.
Yeah. My friend was telling me that recently. He said the reason that everything is working out for you or any people right now is their vibrational frequency. He said if you're feeling good, if the people around you are feeling good, if you're trying to do your best, eventually, good things are gonna happen to you. So maybe it's vibrating out here.
No, I mean, I think that's a real thing. Like people who are sad, they vibrate at like lower frequencies. Like they have like this very softness to them, but it's like you have this like radiant energy, like at least through the stories, and even meeting you now, it's like, I'm glad you're not as lit in real life, or else I'd be like,
well, it's a small space. When I first came in, I felt like, did I bust in here? I could calm down, but no, I'm kidding.
Nah, you could do whatever you want, man. It's all good. Dude, you could do backflips. No, I'm just kidding. But dude, let me just do the intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to That's the Angle. And today I am joined with Scott. Welcome.
Thanks.
Do you just go by Scott, or do you want me to get
Scott is fine.
I don't have
a nickname for you. Yeah.
Okay, Scott Parker. And he is an entrepreneurial badass, co-owner of over like eight business ventures?
Yeah, something like that. Somewhere around there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, and I just want to read them off.
Nice, that's a big plug. I never get a plug like this to read each one up.
No, it's Don Tito, Don Taco, Bash, Barley Mac, Vaporfy, Dr. Life, Goat VA, Beardico Barber, Roy Boyce, and Bronson Beer. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, we're busy.
Dude, you're busy.
Yeah.
But you said we.
Yeah, I have partners and everything, different teams, and all of them are hardworking, so we're busy, yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. I was like, is it just Scott rocking this whole thing by himself? What's the situation here?
No, yeah. There's a few partners in every single thing I'm a part of. Yeah, yeah.
That's really cool. And like, so how involved are you in all of these things?
It depends on each one, how it's going. We talk all the time, almost all the teams from every project. Some more than others. Some don't talk that much. Some talk a lot. A lot of it depends on the success of the brand. In my main restaurant group in Arlington, we have certain restaurants that are performing so well and have performed so well for so long, are very consistent, have amazing management teams in place. And so with that kind of stuff, we don't need to be there as much, need to be working with those teams because it's super talented people in a great situation. Other ones we're there all the time, and it really depends. Usually what we're opening, the new projects, we're always going to that stuff. Always. If something's about to open, something just opened, we need to be there, feel it out, see what's going on.
So it's like there's a whole conglomerate or a team of you guys who manages all of these things.
Yeah, but a different team in each one of my projects. Some as few as 2 partners, some as many as 4. So it's the teams vary in size. Yeah.
Oh, dude, because I was always assuming, I was like, man, this guy must run around with like a chicken with his head cut off, doing all this stuff, man.
No. Yeah, you gotta. Most people recommend partners. It's important to have them. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to have to do everything alone. You want to take breaks and depend on other people, and it's tough to be in it by yourself. A lot of people do it; they kill it that way. But I think it's a lot easier to have someone you can depend on. Weird experience for me. Someone was asking me yesterday: is a lot of people I work with have turned out to be my friends. They say, don't do business with friends, don't do business with, family. Some people will even say, and I'm in business with my family, I'm in business with my friends. And some of those relationships have been some of the best business partnerships. And, I think that's really gone well for us. We've gotten lucky with that. We still get along with all our partners. There's no major drama, no one's after each other. And you see a lot of business partnerships, they don't go that well.
Yeah, that's hard, especially family and friends, dude. Like that's some murky waters right there.
Yeah. A lot of people don't recommend it, but it's been good for us.
I mean, it makes sense because they're people like closest to you. So it's when you have that idea, it's like they're the first people you would go to.
Exactly. That's exactly. I have I have a couple mentors, and one of them told me that exact thing. He goes, people say you shouldn't do business with family or friends, but do you want to do business with someone you've known for 20 years or some guy you just met, 20 days ago? He's like, why wouldn't you do business with the people you trust most? And he and his, career had a lot of success with that too. So,
dude, it's hot in here.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Are you noticing? I'm gonna open that window real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna have to tell Amir to get a freaking AC unit or something in here. God dang. In the basement, I can actually already feel that breeze.
Yeah.
No, but that's cool, man. Like, so I'm curious, like all these places, and it would be so confusing to talk about every one of them. Like what was like the first business venture, like the first thing that got you involved on this sort of like entrepreneurial journey?
The first business of all of them.
Yeah, so like going back, like how did you get started? Like being
after college, I did corporate America for a while, and I couldn't stand that. I knew I didn't want to do it, and so I decided I'm going to try small business. I somehow, when I was 24, 25, I thought I wanted to be a bar owner, and I had worked since I was a kid, in every job in the service industry, restaurants of all shapes and sizes for 10 years, and so I just decided I was going to be a bar owner, and I had thrown a lot of parties in college and kind of got my start in my career from throwing parties at bars. And
really?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing promotion, I was promoting, I was bartending, I was serving tables, I was throwing parties all through college. I was throwing parties in Arlington. I mean, a lot of it was built on my network of people that I partied with. So my first place was called A-Town. It was in Arlington. It was pretty much a straight sort of rowdy party spot, out of control, off the wall. I mean, call it what you want. It had a bro reputation. It was called Fratty. It was Sunday Fun Day. It was bottles, sparklers, champagne shit show. And it was just out of control. And that was the first place. And like I said, I got on in the industry and small business by throwing parties. That place, we threw a lot of parties. It was known as a party spot. And the success of that place helped us do, Don Tito and Don Taco and Barley Mac and all these other places. And then helped us eventually expand into other businesses, all started from that one place, which
crazy.
we opened 7 years ago.
You were only 24, 25 getting into it. Like that's
no, I decided when I was 24, 25, I had to work for 5 or 6 years to save enough money to start. It was right around my 30th birthday when my first place opened.
Oh, wow.
So
dude, that is right. And did what you go to school for had anything to do?
No. I was an English major, so I just, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Oh, so like all the partying and stuff, that was like your side gig. Like you were like while you weren't studying, you're like the cool ass dude on campus. That's sick.
Maybe disaster on campus. Yeah.
I mean, if you're the guy throwing the parties, I'd have been trying to be your friend, dude. That's
it was good.
What school did you go to?
JMU.
Oh, JMU.
James Madison, yeah.
Nice. That's a tight one. I had a lot of buddies go there.
Yeah.
I went to ODU.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you familiar with that place at all?
Yeah, ODU, but I never went down there though, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Don't waste your time, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go to the beach, and then that's it. Like anywhere else between there, you're kind of just like...
Not a good look.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when I graduated, it's like you just kind of have to get out.
Yeah.
It's a rough one.
Yeah.
It's a super rough one. That's crazy, man. Like 24, 25 decided you wanted to get into it. It was just like something you always felt like you wanted to do?
Yeah, it was, sure it was. It was something I felt like I always wanted to do. I don't know why or how. I was always attracted to restaurants. I loved being in them. I loved working in them. I do a lot of bars now, but I have more of a restaurant background. And, it was something I always wanted to do, but I think I started to take it seriously when I realized how much I hated my fucking job, my 9 to 5, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is not what I'm meant to do in this world. To sit at this desk forever. And, this isn't right for me. Something feels wrong about this. And then, I decided I'm gonna try to be this bar owner. So it took a lot of years of grinding. I never really thought I would figure it out, and I just got a great opportunity with A-Town, and it worked, and so we started rolling out to other concepts and stuff.
Dude, the 9 to 5 is I don't think meant for many people.
I mean, you're going to have a hard time finding any person on this earth who can tell you, if they forget about, a true objective opinion. Are we as humans meant to sit for 8 hours a day and click around on some fucking machinery? Is that why we're really here? I mean, it's not right the way it is, dude, but yet it's a huge part of our population. And then people are sedentary, they get sick, they're not moving around a lot. Like we're not meant to be strapped into those machines all the time, but here we are.
It's so weird that it's become that has become the normal work thing. Like it hasn't evolved in how long, right? Like people,
it's crazy.
Like commute to work in traffic, get to your job, work for maybe like 2 hours, like real work for maybe 2 hours, and spend the rest of your time dicking off just to spend another hour in traffic back home.
An unbelievable circumstance. It's and a lot of people are like that. I was talking to someone about that yesterday too. A girl was telling me, she's like, no, most people in 9 to 5s, they're not working 8 hours, they're working 2 hours. And I guess I never thought about it from your point. There's an additional 6 they're not only wasting, but then they wait to get into traffic to go home when they're wasting the whole afternoon anyway. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I think you're right, but I think we're going to see a big shift in that. There's more and more people doing, you're a photographer, for a career. There's more and more people going out on their own. I think entrepreneurial career, you're gonna see more and more people become entrepreneurs as time goes on. A lot of people speculate that. A lot of top thinkers think that, and they say I'm going a little deep with this, but they basically say that because of technology, we now have such an easy way to barter off each other. You hit me up for this podcast, right? I can hit a button and a direct consumer to consumer transaction happens. Uber comes, right? That consumer gets paid on that. There's people that can do your laundry now. There's TaskRabbit. What it basically makes the case is that technology is getting so good that pretty soon it's going to get so easy for us to transact with each other that we're not going to care or want these big companies and these conglomerates that run everything. We're going to start just be doing deals with each other. So maybe everyone's doing deals with everyone in their neighborhood. This person's charging this much to wash this person's clothes. This person's driving this person here. It becomes sort of this shared economy where maybe it's too idealistic, but people are going to really have a easier way to transact with each other. And at that point, it's like, wait, it's like you see these people now that when Bird came out, the scooters, right?
Yeah.
And now all the scooters are on the street, and some guys are making a living now picking up the scooters and taking them home and charging the scooters for $20, per scooter. Make $200 a night and put the scooters back in the street. So that guy doesn't need to have a job anymore. And so basically, we're going to see more and more things like that where people either find ways to do side jobs on their own, transact with. That's more of a business to consumer transaction, but transact with other consumers. And it's like, why do we want to have the big companies forever when we can start to do that?
That's an interesting way to look at it. It's like there's no longer these big gatekeepers that build up this wall and it's like, come work for me for 9 hours and then go home. It's like now, because it's the other theory is like the world is flat, right? So everyone's always connected. So now it's like we can transact way faster. And so it opens the doors for so many other possibilities. It's
amazing. Why it's there. Some of these guys I read, I guess I'll speak recently. I forget his name. He was basically saying that that pretty soon it's going to get to a point where the huge percentage of the population will become entrepreneurial. Everyone will be doing it for themselves. He was basically saying, before it was the Industrial Revolution that created companies, and everyone goes in and they punch in, they work for a company. Before that, people were working for themselves, smaller shops.
People had like crafts.
Crafts. People exactly. They had trades. They had trades. There was no tech. Exactly. So they're working for themselves. And this idea that we all need to work for companies is not, I don't think it's going to last forever. I mean, maybe some companies will never go away. I don't know, but more and more people are going to say, wait, I can pull out my phone. I can download this app. I can use this app to make money doing this. I can use this app to, create, to handle this service. Right. And it's going to make more sense to people. Why don't I sit in my house and create an app, do an app when instead of doing what you were saying, get in the car, drive to an office, sit there for 2 hours, wait for 6 hours, get back in the traffic. Why do I want to do all that? Why do I want to work for someone else? Why do I want to have a boss when I can download an app and, go and wash someone's dishes or drive someone somewhere or clean, do someone's laundry or, bring someone my used clothes and trade with them. I mean, some people even speculate that maybe we'll evolve enough as humans to realize that all this materialism is out of control and we'll get back to the barter system, right?
But you're so true about the entrepreneur. Like everyone is becoming entrepreneurial, but it also makes me question should everyone be doing that? Like, do you think everyone is entrepreneurial or do you actually think that maybe some people need to be working for other people?
I don't know. I think,
right? right? Like, I don't know. How many people,
it's safe to say that a lot of people need accountability. It's a problem.
I mean, it's such like a loose term these days. Like everyone's an entrepreneur if like you sell anything that's not your job,
I think that there's kind of part of what you're referring to is there's a big flex too, right? Like hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag entrepreneur life. And maybe the person is like not really an entrepreneur. They have a 9-to-5 and they like work on their side business on the side, Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there's also a big flex on the entrepreneur thing. I think that, I think it's easy. You can always be certain to say that, some people will do a lot better when they have accountability and someone holding them accountable. But it may be something that changes the culture to the point where so many people are entrepreneurs that everyone just in turn does it, And I think that's why you'll still see some people succeed a lot more than others, even though everyone's entrepreneurial. Well, some are not going to work that hard.
I do think that there are entrepreneurial like genes. Like some people are like built with it and are just built for it.
Yes.
Like it's just like a weird thing. Like I've talked to a lot of people who are entrepreneurs on this show or who are like their own hustlers and stuff. And a lot of them were like hustling as a kid, like selling the stuff in school. Like you mentioned that culture. You were probably making your own parties and putting on these own things yourself. Yeah. Right? Like,
We were always promoting.
It's like you have that gene or something.
Yeah. We always were doing that stuff. And I think that is definitely a sure thing. I try to read and learn about a lot of top producers myself and read bios about, anyone in the world that's a top producer, all that kind of stuff. And you read a lot of those stories and so many of the top entrepreneurs were already grinding it out when they were 8 years old, had a limit, on and on and on. And so they were already getting after it. They were trying to see what they could do. They're trying to see what they could achieve. And so I would agree with you. It's something that is, for some people, inborn. Sure.
Is there anyone specifically that you've been really paying attention to?
Right now I'm reading a lot and watching a lot on Instagram and reading a lot by a guy who's blown up right now called David Goggins.
Oh, I love David Goggins.
Yeah. So he's a Navy SEAL guy. It's all about pushing yourself. I think he makes good points that such a large kind of we were just talking about such a large percentage of the population is not pushing themselves. And I'm not saying you should try to, get rich or be successful financially or professionally, but not doing anything outside the box for themselves to help themselves be better, even make themselves happier, get in better shape, eat a little healthier, spend more time with friends. They're basically accepting almost everything instead of trying to push a little harder. And I think he's striking at a chord that's important right now because of tech and because of, we have instant access. I can press a button on my phone and, Burger King will be here in 15 minutes. That some people need a little extra push now.
Yeah, you can press a button. There's a David Goggins video where he's like, "What are you doing? Yeah. I'm running in the rain. Yeah. You're sitting on your ass watching this video." And you're just like, "Oh, God damn it, David Goggins, you're right."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've heard some of his Joe Rogan interviews, right?
Yeah, I saw some of his stuff on Rogan. Yeah, I mean, I've read all his stuff. I've read his books.
Record? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that it's a person can say, "Oh yeah, there can be a naysayer about thinking and then achieving something," but the guy, from what he's showing you, from what his body was and then what it performed, is in some ways using his mind to perform the impossible. And so if he can do that, maybe not everyone's going to be like him, but someone can be 5%, 10% of him and kind of push a little harder, maybe do a little better, so.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fear. I think fear is a big thing when it comes to doing and building something for yourself. Like there's like this thing where you're not sure if someone's going to come to your bar. Like you're not sure if someone's going to buy. You're not sure if someone's going to care about my photography or if someone's going to want to buy your cold brew Khalifa coffee that tastes like complete doo-doo. Sorry guys. Not like they're watching this, but like it's that little bit of fear. Was there anything that really kind of like scared you when you were starting, like when you were getting started?
Yeah, I mean, I was panicked every day.
Really?
And, what actually scared me was 7 years ago, we opened the first week of August, and it takes a few weeks or however much time it takes you to get the word out. I mean, we had really big weekend nights because we were promoting them to our friends and stuff. Like I was, from all the days of throwing parties. But then we would have the last 2 weeks, of August, which were like our third and fourth week open. It was the slowest weeks we ever had in our history of owning the restaurant. And I was in full-on panic attack mode. My life savings on the line.
Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, my house is on the line. My car is on the line. My life savings is on the line. I have loans out. I mean, I did everything I could do to get the money to become a partner there. And I'm thinking that it's over. I'm going back to the 9-to-5ing, and which I was still 9-to-5ing at the time too, because I wanted to see if it was going to give me my parachute.
Yeah.
And then it was basically just couple of weeks, a week after Labor Day, we started having big nights every night, big days every day. We started just doing better and better. And then, it kind of eased off, but there was a lot of fear. There's still a lot of fear. Even though we open a lot more businesses now than we, did 5 years ago. Every time there's gut checks and there's worries, and we don't know, is this going to work? We're in about 2 weeks, we're doing in downtown DC a CBD store, one of the first premium CBD stores in DC. It'll have nothing but CBD products. Right now. Yeah, it's huge, and we're scared. It's a small space like this. It's a beautiful space. It's going to have great stuff, but we're afraid. Is this going to work? It's a big deal right now, but is it a fad? Is it and we don't think it is. We believe in it, but
you think it's here to stay. Like, you think people are going to get more hip to it? Because I feel like the general public does not get CBD.
Yeah, they don't get it, but it's the growth is amazing. Right now I think it's a 700% growth since 2018. I mean, the public is going crazy for it because it's doing things that people can't even explain. Like someone has headaches, they take it, they're doing better. Someone has knee pain, they take it, they're doing better. Someone has, it's huge for dogs. The dogs and CBD it's a big wave. Dogs and CBD is a big thing for dogs with cancer and dogs with anxiety and all this stuff. So I think it'll keep going, but this is the fear that we feel every time. I mean, there may be some entrepreneurs that are not like me and every time or 100% confidence. But I know a lot of, men and women out there, when they put it all on the line every time, are a little afraid,
But I feel like it's different though, because you've done it a bunch of times. Like in my mind, it makes sense that like you kind of know the way, like you kind of know how to do it from like nothing to getting it to like functioning. Like
that's a fair statement. We know how to get things up and running, but we still have a lot to learn, we're still not good at the back office stuff. We're still not good at, and in some of my groups, some are better than others, but I'm still learning a lot all the time. We are really good, I guess, at what you would say is setting up the execution of the opening and the presentation of the concept. We really try to come up with something very creative, put it in a good neighborhood, get everything lined up from a marketing standpoint and get people excited about it. And then, really get it off to a good start. And so I think for that, we've been lucky to pick the right stuff to put in the right neighborhood, and things have worked out for us. We've certainly had some luck on our side these past 7 years to open all the different things we've done and still be in a good place. And so it's been a wild ride, but we just are kind of winging it and getting lucky. And
are there there's no way you're winging it, dude.
Yeah. I always tell people that, but we are, we're just trying stuff and we hope stuff works. And we're not like out here living like experts. We're like, hey, maybe this will work in this neighborhood. Let's come up with a logo and let's come up with a name and let's design a food and a beverage program around it and find the right people. And I don't want to say we're winging it, but there's not a lot of, we say all to each other, and like some of my main partners, we don't feel like we know anything more today than we knew yesterday. So let's see if it works out. And so a lot of it has been, we're not winging it, but we're always, to your point, we're always a little scared. There's always a little fear there.
I guess so. I mean, it's what also is really cool and surprising about you is how low key humble you are, dude. Like you probably could be flexing way harder than all of us on Instagram, couldn't you?
Well, I still get a lot of whatever you want to call it, hate and everying. And
whoa, what do you get hate for?
I get that for what you're saying. Cocky, flexing, all this stuff, and it's something that comes with the territory. I've always been a sort of a shameless promoter, and a lot of my success has been from promoting online and social media and stuff. So it's important to put it out there, and whatever comes. But we try
promoter. Yes, you are one hell of a shameless promoter. Yeah. But at no point have I been like, oh God, he just flexed on me with his Lambo. With a big titty girl. No. And smoking a fat joint. Like you haven't Dan Bilzerian to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're not about that life. You're never going to see us, with at least most of the people I work with. You're never going to see us with crazy watches. You're never going to see me flexing in a Lamborghini or caring about mansions. We love the creative process. We love to build try to build cool brands. Try to give opportunities to people who we grow with. But we're not going to be. I'm not gonna be pulling up in a Lambo here anytime soon.
I mean, hey, look, don't hold me to it. I wouldn't judge you, but it was just something that I noticed. I have a weird feeling that if I was young, I'd be like, dang, kind of do $100,000 watch or something kind of crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, like, is there like a pattern when it comes to starting and opening and running something that you kind of feel like has been going throughout all of the companies you've done? Like, is there like a certain thing or like an idea that's kind of helped you do all these things?
Well, I think probably the most important part of all is the people, because we use the same people, or at least I do. I use a great majority of the same people for every one of my brands. So I'll contact my marketing guy and say, hey, we're doing a dog daycare now. Hey, we're doing a barbershop. Hey, we're doing a fitness concept. And so because of that, you know, we have a great person in the corner that's ready. That's like, let's go, let's build a website. Let's build some social media. Let's build some content. And so because of that, that really makes the process easier. If every time I had to say, let me shop for, you know, an accountant, let me shop for an attorney, that is a huge challenge. So once we have those pieces in place, we can kind of be on the creative and the operations side, trying to put new stuff in play, and they can kind of be doing what they do as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you have all these people, like you said, like the lawyer, the accountant, the other people who can facilitate all of those things that would probably make someone stuck at that one business for a lot longer, right?
Yeah, or just someone creating a brand for the first time is going to have to find all those people, and then even some people that grow into multiple brands, they, you know, switch up a lot. We work very hard on relationships. We stay pretty tight with a lot of the people that we work with. So a lot of them, it's a very quick, very fast process. We move very quickly, and a lot of our vendors and the people we work with, they've learned that we move quickly. They move quickly as well too. We all keep a brisk pace, and we all accomplish very quickly together, you know? So,
it sounds like you're more on the creative side.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. Yeah. I'm not the numbers guy. I'm not the legal guy. I don't try to, you know, bring my brain up to that level. I stay, on the ground level, trying to be creative, trying to figure out operations, trying to figure out a large part of it is trying to figure out who's going to manage some of the projects, who are going to be the managers, who's going to be on the ground running things and stuff like that. So that's a lot of what it is.
That seems like the fun part.
Yeah,
like, right?
I would say so.
Just being like, hey guys, you want to open up a CBD shop? Yeah, sure, let's do it. That looks great. Like, seems kind of lit. I mean,
yeah, it is a lot of fun like that. And that the CBD shop is with 3 friends, so it's a fun thing. That's what we were saying before. You know, it's people go into we don't even talk about ourselves as business people. We're not out to be that serious. You know, and people go into these businesses being so serious that I feel like it never gives them the opportunity to be creative enough, when sometimes they go in with a friend and they're having fun, and then they do get to create really cool things, you know, and that's not to say it's just all fuckery, just play around all the time, but it's a lot of times I think people bring so much seriousness to the business world that it's hard for them really to navigate, you know?
Yeah, but you're winning if you can do both, right? Like,
yeah.
Like if you can do both, then that's what you want.
Yeah, that's the
goal.
goal.
No one wants to have to feel like the guy getting a suit and be like,
yeah,
guys, we're doing business today. We got to have a staff meeting.
Yeah.
Man, like, I don't know.
I think about it myself all the time, and I think, what is my real goal with this whole thing that I'm doing, or what would I hate to lose? And I don't really think about money. I think about, I would hate to have to stop wearing jeans and a t-shirt every day. True. And start to go back into, you know, wearing things I don't want to wear and doing what I don't want to do and being in a place I don't want to be, you know, and other entrepreneurs, I know they talk like that too. They say, you know, I don't want to go back. You know, they're like talking about it like it's like prison or something, you know, or it's detention. Like, I don't want to go back, man. Listen, no matter what, I got to make sure my shit works and that my business succeeds, because I don't want to go back, you know, and that's how it is.
Go back to that 9 to 5.
Go back to that 9 to 5
world.
Get
the haircut and put your suit on and slick your eyebrows. I don't know. I don't freaking know. It's been a couple years for me too, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit. I've been on the freelance life for about 2 years.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because it's a business, but you don't have employees yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's just you out in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And it's cool to look at someone like yourself. And I think, I'm like, God, man, like, so much respect. Like, I hope that one day I can build something where I have people working for me. That seems so nice to not have to do like all of the mundane day-to-day things.
Yeah. It's a crazy journey. You know, like, it'll give you the opportunity to do whatever you want. 7 years ago, we had 30 staff. Now we have over 500, you know, between all the brands. And so it's a crazy world to go from, to like you're saying, having to do everything on your own, to being able to have someone do, be able to pass off any work you want, but still have to stay in the game and stay and try to figure everything out. And, but it's an eye opener. It's an opportunity for sure. So I think, you might be ready to hire that assistant soon, or that second photographer. And
hell no, bro. I'm just trying to pay rent. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I ain't getting paid for these interviews yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all need to watch it.
Yeah, donate to the GoFundMe below. We're trying to get some links popping.
Yeah, but that's actually not why I do this. I do this because I enjoy it.
That's great.
And if any of that stuff happens, then that'd be tight.
That's great, man.
You know, but I don't know. A lot of people say chase your passions, and the rest will happen.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that. It's a lot of back and forth on that, if you should do that or not. I think so. I mean, I think if you're going to be doing something for 30 or 40 years, a lot of people, maybe they start working at 18, or they get out of college at 22, and then they work till they're 60 or something. Do you want to spend the bulk of your life doing some bullshit, or doing what you want to do? It's that simple, and it's just what's driving most of it. And the reason that most people don't do it is what you said, is fear. Everyone's like, I dream that I would be this. I would love to be that. I wish that one day I could have this, but they are afraid of the failure and a lot of other stuff. I don't know. They have their own fears, but you're right. That's what's driving a lot of it.
Dude, I want to tell you a story quick. I was doing some photography work for a local matchmaking company the other day, and I met this really rich old dude. Like, he's got like a nice ass studio apartment right on the Georgetown waterfront. Yeah. Right. And so we're taking these photos to help him, upgrade his dating profile. Right.
Yeah.
And so after we took a couple photos, I was just kind of sitting there in his living room, like looking out. I'm like, this is insane. So I just turned to him and I was like, dude, and I don't want to say his name. I'm just like, dude, how'd you do this? I was like, how'd you do this? And he goes, Bruce, you know what? When I was like 24, 25, I visited my uncle in Florida, and I stayed there for a week. And he said that week changed my life. He said, my uncle, and I guess his uncle's like really rich too. His uncle like a business owner, rich and stuff like that. And so he goes, my uncle took me for a walk. And on that walk, he goes, hey, you see that car? And he goes, yeah. He goes, that's a really nice car. And he's like, yeah, I think so too. And he's like, do you want to own that car? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, why not you? Right. And then so they're walking on the beach, and he goes, oh, you see that really hot girl? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, do you want a girl like that someday? He's like, of course I do. And he's like, well, why not you look at that guy? Like, what separates you from him, right?
Yeah.
And so to make a long story short, he ends up telling me that, like, the uncle basically told him, like, the two big things were like, why not you? If anyone, why not you? Why settle for this mundanity, right? Well, yeah. And so he also said, like, you have to have a plan. Like, you have to have some sort of plan where you can have it to work for. And so then he told me that after he left that week, he went home and he just started working so he can open up his first pharmacy, which turned into like a second pharmacy. But it took him like 10 years to open the first pharmacy and figure out how to run it.
You got it done.
Then he opened the second one, then he opened like a couple, then he had a couple all across the East Coast, and then he sold them for tons of money.
That's great. Yeah.
And that was just so crazy.
Yeah. And that's what you're exactly right. A lot of people sit there and they're going to psych themselves out of it before they even begin, thinking, this isn't meant to be for me. I couldn't do that. I couldn't attain that. I couldn't achieve what someone else achieves. And it's fucking crazy, because why, Mm-hmm. And, that's a problem in just the minds of, there's just so many people out there that I think want to be something that they're not right now. And they think that thing is 100 miles away, and really it's only, 10 feet away. They just got to reach out and get after it a little bit. And so, I think you're right. And I'm not surprised it worked out for your guy there, because it's just about that. It's about really, there's a lot of people that we come across. I get DMs all the time. I get a lot of DMs like, thanks for posting. It's very inspirational. I really want to do this. And, I talk to people on the phone, and they ask, like, DM, like, can we talk? I call somebody I don't even know. And they're like, nice. I really want to do this, but I'm just, and, it's always like the same stuff. Like, I'm scared. I'm worried about what people are going to think, all that kind of stuff. And it's harmful, man. And I'm not saying everyone should try everything, something might blow up in someone's face. Like you said, it's important to have a plan, but there's a lot out there. There's a lot of people who could push a little further, and it would be better for them,
That's nice you actually answer all those DMs. I imagine you get a bunch.
Dude. Yeah. It's getting worse in time. I start to think sometimes, should I stop answering DMs? But it hasn't gotten that crazy, and I don't want to be that guy that's like big time, and somebody brushing people off. If someone's going to ask me a question, you know, what's the difference? I'm typing on my phone all day. I can type back to somebody too, you know?
I mean, hey, if there's any big ones, we could just answer them right now. You could clip it and throw it in your feed and be like, look, man, just here's the link.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. hit me in the link below. Yeah.
What are some of the biggest questions they ask you? Like random people.
It's a lot of straightforward small business questions. You know, I want to do this. How do I want to open a restaurant. How do I do it? I really want to create, you know, I've been cutting hair for a long time. I want to start my own salon. I want to become a realtor. I want to do this. It's a lot of attainment. There's something that they see in front of them that they want to try to do. And that's the questions that I get, but it's a lot of small business stuff, obviously, because of my experience and what I'm posting out there in all that shameless promotion. And so it's a lot of that, you know, a lot of restaurant bar questions, a lot of stuff along those lines.
Yeah, I can imagine because you are so vocal about it. I wouldn't know a really good answer, but I think maybe like take a risk.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. It's like a huge risk.
Like, bro, you gotta risk the biscuit.
You gotta risk the biscuit. Yeah.
You gotta put the house on the line. You can't buy those new pair of Yeezys. You gotta do something crazy here. Yeah,
I spoke to a big group 2 weeks ago, and there was like 150 people from Oracle, and this girl was in the audience, and she asked me from a budget perspective, and she had on these beautiful Nikes, and I said, you know, for example, you need to pick your future over style. You could wear that one pair of shoes for the next probably 2 to 3 years, but you're going to flex on, you know, how many other pairs, 40, 50, 60 pairs of shoes in the meantime. And it's those, that ability to have that discipline to put aside that short-term want for that long-term plan is big for people. Yeah.
Are you from DC?
Well, no, New Jersey.
Oh, you're from New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, so you ended up just staying here when you went to JMU?
Indeed. Well, I went back to New Jersey for a year and then ended up coming back to Arlington. A lot of my buddies had moved to Arlington and had done very well there professionally. And so I decided to give it a go. And then, you know, that's where we opened the first spot, in 2012.
Oh, that's interesting. From New Jersey. I haven't really had anyone else from the shows from New Jersey. It's pretty cool, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a lot of family up north in Massachusetts.
Nice.
And then we'd always drive to New Jersey, and I always wish it was New Jersey because Massachusetts, there's absolutely nothing up there, dude.
Yeah.
Besides Boston, I don't know what the hell's up there.
Yeah, nothing, huh?
Right, dude, there's nothing, man. It's like going back in time.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's not good. I couldn't go back to a rural area anymore after being in the city, you know.
Oh, man. Is that what it's like where you're from?
It's a small town, you know. It's a beautiful place, but it's a small town, and it's right by Atlantic City, down by the water near Atlantic City. And it's a beautiful place called Summers Point. But yeah.
Dude, is Atlantic City still around?
It's still around.
I've heard that it took a huge nosedive or something.
There's some casinos closed, definitely, but they're bouncing back. They're pushing on some cool concepts and stuff. So hopefully it sees a little rebound. But it took some hits, but there's some casinos that are doing well that are new and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so when you were growing up in New Jersey, were you working in like the service industry the whole time?
Yeah, 100%. We grew up working in seafood restaurants. We worked in a seafood restaurant for a lot of years. Lifeguard, cleaning pools, all that kind of stuff that was service industry. A lot of it that was based around tourism in some way. And so, we did a lot of that stuff. And really a couple restaurant jobs that we worked out when we were kids. My brother and my friends and stuff that really where I learned a lot of the restaurant stuff.
Yeah, restaurant industry is cool.
Yeah.
I've always had a huge respect for it and a huge respect for that. And chefs, I've always thought chefs were pirates.
Yeah.
They're
wild dudes. They're like bikers, man. They're like tough and cool and shit.
That's the only way I can put it.
Yeah, they are. They're like cool guys, and they're a little rough around the edges and all that stuff. So they got that going on.
Dude, they are, man. I remember some of my first early serving gigs. I was always so intimidated by those guys. They were always like big dudes with like tats and like just grabbing the hot ass plates. And they always laugh at me whenever I tried to grab the plates from the waiting area. I forget what it's called at this point. Under the heat lamps.
Yeah.
They always laugh. I went to go grab it, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to do that sometime. You're going to burn the shit out of yourself, man.
I always thought it was like a pirate shit back there, man. It's so cool.
It's cool as shit. It's hot as hell back there. They grind it out back there. So I don't know. They might not all say it's cool. It's a hustle what those chefs and sous chefs and cooks and everybody does back there. But it's amazing. It's an amazing art form.
Nice. Yeah. I noticed you have a couple cool tattoos, man. What does that one on your arm say?
It says the world is your oyster. It's from Roy Boys. We have a sign inside. It says the world is your oyster.
Nice. And I think it's all Bash on your arm.
Yeah, it's there too. Yeah, one of my partners has another one too. So.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, we try to take it a little seriously and not so seriously at the same time.
I mean, That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of the boxing fitness popping up these days. Like that seems like a very popular thing.
Well, group fitness is a huge wave. Group fitness is a huge wave taking over this country and taking over the world. There's so many, pretty soon you're going to see them on every corner, just like a Starbucks or something. There's so many different, cycling studios, boxing studios, Orange Theory Fitness, all these things that are monstrosities that you're going to see so many different brands that a lot of people speculate people are not going to go to the big box gyms ananymore, like Gold's and all that stuff, so.
I mean, that's true. When I moved just to see it 3-4 months ago, and it was so hard to find a big box gym.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like I was like, is everyone getting personal training? Like what is going on here?
I mean, you got to go to group fitness. That's what it is.
How'd you get involved with something like Bash? Like what was the thought process?
Me and one of my friends were talking about getting into fitness, and a couple of us, and I don't remember how it started, but then we had one young lady named Alex Trakis, that's the star of the show, that had worked in group fitness for many years, was a dancer all through college, is all about fitness, is all about, empowerment and improving people's lives through fitness. And she, we linked up with her and started chatting on it, and it was it was no sweat. She no sweat working with her. I'm saying she was the person to be the face of this brand and to carry the torch and to be, an amazing beacon of light for the whole brand. So, that really, we talked about people earlier, that finding that person, creating that relationship, that really kind of pushed that brand forward more than like me and a couple friends wanted to do group fitness, So,
I asked that question because, like you said, I've noticed just the surge, the influx of all of these kind of boutique fitness things.
Yeah.
Why do you think people gravitate towards that more than like the box gyms?
Because it's a better, the box gym, you walk in and you're trying to fit. A lot of people still don't know what to do, and they don't want to say that, but you walk in, it's like, it's packed. Is it not packed? Some people don't feel comfortable in there. They don't know what to do. It takes a couple hours. Maybe they get a good workout. Maybe they don't. In group fitness, you walk into a smaller place. There's a person in the room who is instructing you what to do the entire time. You're in and out the door generally in 45 to 60 minutes. You can go with your friends. It's often loud. It's often fun. And you get a good sweat. You got a great workout and you're out the door. And people care, obviously, as you know, these days more than anything about time. And they don't want to spend 3 hours in the gym. They want to spend 45 minutes to an hour in a group fitness facility. And so it's quick. They go in, they go out, they're locked in.
It does sound nice when you look at it like that.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of going to the gym and just lifting weights for like an hour and a half, 45 minutes, quick sweat and get out.
I
can see that.
Yeah, so that's why they like it.
I kind of see the appeal there.
Yeah, it's growing leaps and bounds. People love it. They love group fitness in general.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty nuts, man.
Yeah.
So on your Instagram, I see you hyping up this Bronson beer hall a lot, man. What's up with that? That is like all I see on there. It looks crazy.
Yeah, that's the rebirth of our first place ever, A-Town. It's in the same spot. It's going to open right around August 1st. And I'm really excited. Our interior designer, Yvette Irene, just created an absolute work of art. It's gorgeous in there. Our operating partner is this guy, Gary Coe, who has unbelievable beverage knowledge. He's trained all over the country in Las Vegas and Scottsdale, Arizona, and just put a breadth of knowledge. And then, myself and my partners, Mike and Nick Cordero. And we believe it's the right concept in the right place with really the right people that have worked on it. Like I was saying, our designer, it's just going to be a beautiful place. Yeah.
What was A-Town? You said it was a reincarnation of A-Town.
A-Town was the first place I talked about. It was the first place I ever had. It was all hell breaking loose on the weekends. We had a happy hour scene. We had lunch. We had brunch. It was actually very busy with families for dinner and stuff. And, surprisingly enough, people never knew that, but it also on the weekend was a very rowdy place.
Oh, in Arlington.
Ooh,
those are some crazy bars. That's like young 20s.
Yeah.
Kids just popping off for their first time, just drinking because they don't know their limits.
Yeah, 100%.
That must be crazy. Nuts, dude.
Yeah.
That's super crazy, man.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, the beer hall looks great. It looked like a German style beer hall.
Indeed. Pretzels, brats, pints, not pints. What am I saying? Steins? I should know, right?
Stein, I guess, big ass beer stein.
Yeah, big beer steins and, all types of stuff. It's going to be beautiful.
Word, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dang, man. So is there anything about you that like most people would never know?
I don't know. I'm pretty, there's a lot of
kids?
No kids. No kids. I'm single, so.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah. Hit me in my DMs.
You must be looking like a snack to all these women, aren't you?
Yeah, man. That's the goal. To look like a snack.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a TV show. It's like put Scott on there for most eligible bachelor DC.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Don't worry. I'll pitch you to that matchmaking company.
Yeah, pitch me to the matchmaking company.
I know this guy.
Can I have the Georgetown? What is it? The Georgetown waterfront penthouse though to go along with it. And then I'll do the matchmaking company. But I have a condo in Boston. I have a condo in Arlington right now. So maybe later.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That could be super cool.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. Well, I'm kind of out of things to ask you, man. Is there anything else on your mind or anything else you want to talk about?
No, I appreciate it. I think we did a lot of plugs already with the brands and stuff. So I don't need to plug anything too much. And I appreciate you having me on, man. This is an amazing space, as we said. And I appreciate it. I wish you well with the podcast and with photography, and keep pushing it, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to follow you on Instagram, where should they do that?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Scott Parker. And that's it, you know.
Word. Check them out, guys. I'll link it in the bio, and it's spelled exactly like he said it is. So that's what's up.
That's what it is. It is what it is.
All right, guys. That's it. That's the angle.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.